I'm Charles Alcock, and I'm here at the Anaheim Convention Center with Lutz Bertling, the president and CEO of the Eurocopter Group. Now, Lutz, 2008 was a fantastic year for your company, but you have, I believe, prepared colleagues for, at best, a pretty uncertain year. Can you give us some idea what you're expecting, perhaps a decline in demand for helicopters?
Yes, good morning first. Indeed, 2008 again was a great year for Eurocopter. 100 deliveries more than the year before, 20% up in deliveries. Order intake still strong, in particular in the first half of the year. We saw a certain slowdown already in the second part, but actually we booked for 715 helicopters, which is the second best year in history for Eurocopter. So again, it was a strong year. Now, in some market segments, orders are declining. This is correct. We see it in VIP, we see it in corporate, we see it in tourism. But other segments remain strong. Everything which is publicly funded, emergency medical services, border control, police, but even things like oil and gas. These operators have no other chance than to fly. So here the market remains relatively solid and we don't see a big decline there. Overall, yes, the situation is getting a bit more tough. We are getting a bit more in dire straits, but I would not say that the crisis has really arrived in our business.
Mm-hmm. So some parts of your backlog are firmer than others. And do you think you'll have to change your delivery output for this year to reflect these shifts in demand?
No, clearly we will not grow any longer. 2009 will be a year of stabilization, but it will not be a year where we will shrink significantly. And there's a certain shift. We will deliver more helicopters to governmental contracts than before. There's a shift from small helicopters to large helicopters, which is not a bad thing. But overall, this is the shifting from type to type a bit, but overall we will have a stable year in deliveries compared to 2008. This is what we can see today.
Mm-hmm. Now, clearly cost is something that you're going to be more than usually conscious of. Do you have any special plans in place to reduce your costs, perhaps move some production to lower cost markets like Mexico, for example?
Now, you know that we have, I think, the most international setup of all producers, and indeed, we are continuing this approach. We are building up at the moment a structure assembly in Indonesia. Yes, Mexico is one of the countries of interest, in particular as we believe that there's a market as well. So we always try to combine market potential in a country with a setup of our production system and our engineering system, which is beneficial for the cost structure as well. And in our home countries, in Germany, France and Spain, we can gain a lot of productivity as well. And we are working on this. You know that EADS has programs running, like Power 8 Plus it's called, and our division of EADS, we call it Vital. A lot of savings to be identified there, a lot of savings already made, but there's more potential. And Louis Gallois, the CEO of EADS, he has created a program called Future EADS. And here we would like to look on synergies between the different divisions and see if we can gain additional cost savings out of working together in a different way. I take one example, general procurement. Today, all the divisions are doing general procurement, so non-aerospace procurement, on a divisional base. This we will change because we will have volume effects if we do it jointly for all divisions. And if it's non-aerospace procurement, you can easily do it. We could even do it with Coca-Cola. Mm-hmm. So we try to use these leverages which we have in the EADS group as well. So yes, we are working on additional cost savings as well. We would have done so if the market would have stayed very strong as well.
But now you have more reason to do so than even before. And behind us in the convention center, just the other side of this glass, visitors are going to see a fantastic array of Eurocopter helicopters once again. Even in times like this, do you still place a priority on keeping that product family fresh and introducing new models? What sort of things are you working on?
No, we are working on new models. One of them you see here, the 175. By the way, we had zero cancellation on this type at all. We have a lot of interest on the helicopter. We have a lot of down payments received, no cancellation at all. But this is not the only one. We are working with our colleagues in Korea on the KHP, a new military program in the 9-ton range. And as well, we are working on upgrades and new models in our own range. Even if there, I will not be more specific, I would say.
Mm-hmm. So in other words, the investment in new products doesn't stop at Eurocopter simply because the market is fluctuating a little bit. You have to keep things fresh.
I would even say it's the opposite. Mm-hmm. We plan to increase our R&D, self-funded R&D spending last year by 40%. Actually, we did 43 or 44%. Based on this higher level, we intend to increase this year again by 25%. So we are strongly investing in R&D, we are strongly investing in new technologies, not only in new products which will arrive on the market in the next 5 years, but we're also looking on 2015, 2020. So new technologies, being more green, being more fuel efficient, again, lower noise, and even new helicopter concepts.
Excellent. Well, you mentioned R&D work. Just finally, is it fair to say that a big part of the focus for that R&D work is the green agenda, making helicopters more environmentally friendly? Is that a fair summation?
For sure it is. For sure it is. We need to be more environmental friendly. This is not only fuel consumption, not only exhaust gases. Noise, for example, is becoming more and more important. More and more helicopters are going in cities, are flying from and to hospitals, for example. And here, noise is a very important thing as well. On both areas, fuel consumption, exhaust gas, less exhaust gas emissions, and noise, we are heavily working. We are already today, if you compare our products with others, we are in a very good position, but this is no reason to feel comfortable. I believe that in the next 5 to 10 years there can be major breakthroughs, and we are working on some technologies where we believe that reduction of CO2 and NOx can be very, very significant.
That's excellent. Well, thank you very much. Well, you've heard it there. There's no let-up in new product development at Eurocopter despite somewhat changing market conditions. We've got to let the Eurocopter team get ahead with preparing their exhibit here at the Heli Expo show. So, Lutz, we thank you very much for your time. And for AIN TV, I'm Charles Alcock.